Okay, glue's dry on the inside of the plate. I can start. As you see, I've already drilled the holes. I just took a 1/4 inch drill and just popped a couple holes right at the ends, if you can see where the F holes are. What I'm going to start doing when I start cutting is I'm going to start cutting on this point side, either on the bottom end of the F or on the top, both ends. I usually start on this point and at some point cross over to where I end up on that point, because if you're going to break that piece at any time or point, it's going to be when you attempt to cut this point. If you do that first, that gives you a good solid piece of wood on both sides of your cut, and then when you cut on this side, the outside edge of it, you will have the outside is a nice smooth curve, so there's really no sharp points to break. I've also marked the location on the inside for the tone bars. You can just see just small triangles. And what I've done is made a copy of the inside of the plan and just cut some holes at the end of each tone bar, top and bottom, and then one right in the center where that center line is. And that way I'm able to see my marks on my plate so that I know where the center line is both ways. And that's about all there is to it. Make sure you turn it the right way, because when you mark it, it's actually going to be, that side of the plan is going to be toward the top. Your base bar should go out at a steeper angle away from the center. The treble bar is almost parallel with the center line, you can see on the plans. And to get started, just take a regular coping saw. I've already got the blade loose in it. Maybe too loose. I've got a little jig that I made to cut pearl on it. Works pretty good to cut these F holes. And just take your time and cut from the outside in. Trying to keep that piece of wood against that, laying on your on that piece I've got cut my pearl on. Like I say, I don't really worry about if it's smooth, or I want to stay away from that line also. I just make a small cut, and then I can always make it larger. Alright, I want to show you. You can see where I've made the cuts. See, I started at that point on the upper point and ended at the lower point. careful when you're cutting because the darker grain is tougher and it takes a little bit to saw through it, and when you go through it, then the light color grain, the wider parts are soft and it just kind of falls through. If I'm getting my back to you or not. There's one finished. So it doesn't take too long. Give you a look at it here. If you can see my drawing, but I've stayed well on the inside of my line, so I can always enlarge it. Cut the other side and we'll be ready for tone bars.